Hello and welcome back to the Consciously Thriving podcast.
Hello everyone, thank you for joining us in another episode, another week, another episode. I'm glad to be here.
Oh, this is so much fun, and we still cannot get over that this is our reality.
I know. Isn't it insane, my little friends?
Achieving goals together.
I know, kicking them girls.
It's actually so funny because before we started this podcast, Shirley and I just got ready because we also video it, so it's on YouTube. If you want to watch the visual component of this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I've dressed up and I'm in full corporate gear. My hair's slicked back. And Shirley, describe what gear you're going for. Oh, vibe, not gear.
Well, the gear I'm on.
Yeah, seriously.
No, I don't know. I wanted to get the girls out. I put on a bra.
Bit of a sexy
vibe. Sexy feel.
Seriously.
I don't know. I was feeling myself today. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna
go with it.
I'm gonna dress like a girl for once.
Yeah, maybe next week. Maybe I know, because you know what? How you dress, like, honestly, is a representation of how you feel about yourself. Yeah. So you gotta be like really conscious, like. You know, I just noticed how much I just wear trackies and stuff at home, and it actually affects my mood and how I feel about myself.
Yeah, it really does. I think getting ready for the day is just the most important thing. Or if you're doing something in the sense that we are, like, you know, we're putting ourselves online and all of that, it's so important to not only feel confident, but, like, you know, look the part as well. In my opinion, like, it helps me show up in a better way.
Yeah, well, you just feel better, put a bit of makeup on, just makes you feel like the vibe's different.
But it doesn't mean that, like, I don't show up on socials without it. That's for sure.
No, of course. You're not going to be, like, having to wear makeup every day. You're going to be yourself.
Absolutely.
But, yeah, it doesn't even have to be makeup. Just do your hair. Just put a bit of nice clothing on.
Put on a bra.
Put on a bra. Like, you know, just don't be a sloth.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I actually don't like bras.
Yeah.
If we're talking about bras, which we're not, and that's not why you guys are here, because what you're here for is a topic that we are so excited about. Like, we talk about this topic to the point that actually would make everyone freak the fuck out. Like, the amount we get into the law of attraction. So, Nani, what is the law of attraction?
Basically, it's that your beliefs shape your reality. So basically, what you think can be brought into your own reality. You attract your entire life, basically.
You absolutely do, literally.
And to be honest, it goes a little bit deeper than that. Like, that's very surface level. There is obviously on a soul level, you know, your soul contracts, those sort of things. Like, we're not going to get into it in this episode.
There are many different components.
But yeah, like, just basically the idea that we attract everything in our reality.
We do. Your thoughts, beliefs, energy dictate the reality that you experience to an extent. Obviously, there is a lot more going on. And that's what we get stuck into. Yeah. But essentially, that's the idea. And what is so exciting about waking up, what's so exciting about everyone being here, listening to this podcast, is that we've fucking become conscious to this idea.
Yeah.
Like, literally. That is amazing.
Yeah.
We get to literally play with magic, and we get to co-create. Like, life is no longer just happening. Yeah. We get to dictate what happens.
Yeah, and, like, sometimes it's just like when I was having my spiritual awakening, I remember, like, going into, like, deep breath works, and I was just like, oh my God, I'm so grateful for waking up. So I'm the sovereign creator of my reality. I get to choose
Absolutely.
Choose the path I go down.
I just want to, like, clarify what I said. I realized I said dictate. Like, no. Like, but we get to be a part of what we call into our lives, right? Because that when you, like, try to, like, dictate every aspect of your reality, that really becomes unintegrated and not really what the law of attraction is about. It really is a co-creation process, but you get to choose how you respond to life, right?
Yeah, the things, the obstacles that come your way. Yeah. Life is just classroom for the soul. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
So we are sharing 6 points with you guys, 6 lessons that we've learned, and hopefully you get to learn the lessons through us and you don't make the same mistakes.
Yeah, basically. So the first lesson that we wanted to discuss, or like that we thought we both, I guess, have experienced so deeply, is that the universe knows better. So basically, we're humans, right? And we have a subconscious mind, which means we're already so limited in what we believe we have potential to create. Yeah. So the universe has a bigger understanding of how things can happen, when they can happen, etc., etc. So when we're trying to manifest, a lot of the times what we do is try to control the when and the how. And that comes all down to thinking we know better. We think we know what's best for us, but really It's not true.
It is not true.
We're so limited.
We are so limited in our perspectives on the universe and timelines, guys. Like, when I understood the concept of there being infinite timelines, infinite possibilities, literally there are just, like, you can't even comprehend it, because there are so many different ways something can actually come into your reality, that can actually come into fruition. And us humans, like, we have such a limited perspective on how things can come into our reality. Like, some of the manifestations that I've achieved, in the way that they've come into fruition, I could have never fucking predicted that, right? It just happens.
And it's crazy.
It's insane. So, like, that has been a lesson that we continue to learn. Like, we're not going to sit here and be like, we've learned the lessons and we're good, right? No, not at all. We're constantly learning, constantly students. But, like, this is just such an important belief to integrate into your psyche, honestly. We all need to bloody sit with this idea of, like, the universe knows best. And for me, because I was dealing with really, like, negative programming my whole life, I always felt like the world was against me, life was against me. So one of my biggest realizations was that the universe is actually my ally. The universe isn't, like, happening to me to punish me. No, the universe is happening for me. Everything is happening for me. So believing that the universe has my best interest at heart, this was, like, a big part of me accepting this belief, like, that the universe knows best, and being able to, like, you know, just let the universe do its thing, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's just like, again, it comes down to an element of control. We want to control everything. We think we're better.
No, absolutely. Well, we think we know what's best. And you have a really good story in detachment, right? So this was when Nadia was actually manifesting her house. It's one of my favorite manifestation stories, because the whole, like, process of that is just, like, a beautiful lesson in detachment.
Detaching and controlling.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'll share the story. So basically, I think it was last year that me and my partner and I, decided that we were going to purchase our first home together. We were ready. It had been a manifestation for a while, and we were ready. We were ready for that next chapter.
Pretty amazing. Like, what are you? Like, how old are
25.
we? I was about to say 22.
Wow.
I wish.
It feels like we were. COVID just
feels like we were.
everything.
Yeah. So 25 and purchased your first home. Pretty incredible. Everyone clap. Okay.
Honestly. So before all this, as I was wanting to purchase my first home, I was starting to get into the law of attraction through Shilay, you. So thanks for that. So I was learning all about that. So Shilay was giving me advice on how to manifest. So one of the things that I think I did, that some people do, is they write down what they want to achieve. So I did. I wrote in this little book all the details of what I wanted. So just a few of them were like, we wanted to look for a unit, we wanted the front unit, we wanted a particular suburb, even the way we wanted to purchase it, we wanted it through a private offer, we didn't want an auction, you know.
So you had your specifics.
Yeah, we had our specifics. Anyway, so fast track that, I've gotten my desires, and then we started getting into actually starting to look for places. And we were going to, even though I wanted a private offer, I was still open to whatever, right? Because I still feel like there's an element of trust. Like, I didn't trust that.
You were overly controlling the process. You definitely were. Like, you were going to auctions every week and, like, you know what I mean?
Well, I was going to auctions because I wanted a private offer, but, like, I was so stubborn and, like, wanted to control everything. And I didn't even believe that could happen, to be honest.
I think there was as you was, like, speaking, I was like, there was definitely, like, an element of not trusting. Trusting. Like, in the law of attraction, which is fair enough. Like,
I was so new to it.
I was so new to it.
Yeah, so I didn't trust that. So I was keeping my options open, even though deep down that was my desire. So I was going to auction after auction after auction, getting blown out of the water. Like, I was so upset. Before every auction, I remember how obsessed was I. I was like, this is the one. I felt like I knew better. I was like, nah, this is the one I'm going to get. Nah, I walk in the house and I'm like, oh my God, this is it, right?
Yeah. But was there an element of, like, detachment during that process?
No.
Not detachment, sorry. Fuck, I don't know why I said that. Was there an element of, like, not trusting the universe? Like, is that why you were holding on to every house that you went to? Like, did you genuinely feel like this is what I'm calling in? Or did you just feel like I'm just going to settle on anything because I want it so badly?
Yeah, like, I mean, I wasn't that bad to the point, like, if I walked in and I really didn't like it, I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I was not going to, we didn't go for that. But if I like something, I got really fixated on it and I was like, no, this is the one. Even though, looking back, that the place that I went to wasn't actually on my list of everything that I wanted.
Okay.
It wasn't on the list. So it would be the back unit. It would be
So
in the
you'd just
suburb
be, like,
I didn't
settling.
want. Yeah, because everyone was telling me, like, expand your horizons, like, go to different options. Even at one point, like, my partner and I wanted an established home because we didn't want to work on it. But, like, we were even then going to look at places that needed work on just because I didn't trust. I didn't believe that my deepest desires were going to manifest, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I was going to all these things and all these auctions, getting blown out of the water. And I remember, and this comes down to the detachment part as well, but so yeah, fast track, we were looking for about 6 or 7 months. So imagine every weekend, 6 or 7 months, you are getting blown out of the water. And it's the same cycle of next one we'll get it.
Yeah, like they kept like not receiving the so they kept going and like losing the auctions. It was like disappointment week after week after week.
Yeah, and it was a long process, and I just remember feeling like law of attraction does not exist. Yeah. I was like, it doesn't exist because I'm not getting what I want. Like, why aren't I getting what I want? Right?
And at that time, I was at a place where I couldn't articulate like how to teach this content because I understood it, but putting words to it, I was like, I don't know how to help her.
Yeah, because like I was obsessing as well. Like that's all I spoke about and all I cared about. That's not how the universe works. The universe hears you. It hears you the first time, which goes back to my point of how this story unfolds.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just it was a whole heap of not believing that the law of attraction exists. But anyway, so months of feeling disappointed, and I remember on the Saturday, there was one Saturday, I don't remember which Saturday it was, we went to an auction and we lost it. And from that auction,
there was like that was the one that this house she was visualizing though. So
yes, I was fully visualizing this house, and
she was walking through the doors.
I was walking through everything that they tell you to do. I was like visualizing it, right?
Yeah. And
basically, I was just so fixated on this house. I was like, we were gonna get that one. We didn't end up getting. We lost it by like 3,000. No, a bit more than that. I think it was like 10K. We got. Yeah. It went 10K over or whatever. And it's not that that's the 10K. It was more like going way over our budget. We lost it. And I went home really, really devastated. I really did. And at that point, I was like, I don't care anymore. I don't care. I was like, I just don't care.
Yeah.
I got so defeated. Anyway, my partner calls me and goes, hey, there's an agent that wants us to look at a private offer. This was on the Monday. I was catching up with one of my friends that Monday, and my partner was going to go look at that house on his own. That's how defeated I was. I would never do that because I didn't want to waste time. I was so obsessed. I was like, no, we have to go together because I can't be bothered you coming back. We can't lose it. Like, that's how much I was controlling it. I was like, oh, no, we can't.
You were trying to be involved.
I was trying to get it, hurry up. Like, I was like, because I didn't trust the universe. So I thought, if we both go together, we're gonna beat the other people. We're gonna beat the other people. I was in such competition. Yeah. So then that was like that Monday afternoon, and something came over me, and it wasn't like you have to go, but it was like, because I didn't really know my intuition well, it just came in the way that it was like I just started feeling guilty that my partner was going to do this on his own, and I was like, no, it's not right that he's going to look at a house and I'm not. Yeah. Like he'd spent a lot of time researching on it. I just felt like it wasn't fair. So anyway, I cancelled on my friend. I said, look, I should really go with him. This is something we need to do together. I walk into that house and I felt like, yeah, I could live here. Yeah. I could live here. My partner was like, this is the one. This is the one. And I was like.
He has a really good intuition.
Yeah. He felt like, yeah. Anyway, and I was like, nah. Whatever. Not that nah, but it was
just like you weren't.
I detached. I detached. I'm like, if it is.
You didn't even tell me.
Yeah.
About it.
Yeah. No, I didn't tell you. Because I was like,
it's another one. Because she was telling me every week. Like, she was updating me on what was happening. Yeah. And this one she didn't even tell me about because she was just so defeated.
Yeah, basically. And then we told the lady, she said they're looking for this certain price. That was in our price range. So, tick. One of my very first original, like, criteria that I was looking for, tick. So, it was in our price range. And then, basically, on the Tuesday, my partner's like, I'm just going to put in an offer. I'm putting in an offer. I'm like, no. And he's like, I'm going to lowball it.
You kept saying no to him as well. You were
yeah,
like,
I was like, it's too early. It's too early. There's more
yeah.
people coming through.
Yeah.
And he just did it. I'm like, what have I got to lose? What have I got to lose at this point? Just do it.
Yeah.
And they called us and said, this lady was willing to accept, and
they got it.
Now,
private offer.
Wait. So what we got was the location we wanted.
Yeah.
The original location before we even started looking.
Yeah.
We got the price range we wanted. Mm-hmm. We got the front unit. We got really good neighborhood. Mm-hmm. And there was something else. I forgot what it was. A garage. We wanted a garage because a lot of units
didn't have one.
We wanted a space, even to the level of a spacious garage.
It feels like a house.
Yeah, it feels like a house.
It doesn't feel like you're in a
townhouse.
Yeah.
And the point of this, in the end, I thought I knew best by going after auction and settling and thinking like, you know, this is for me, when really the universe heard me the whole time. Like, I just didn't feel like, I didn't trust. And the whole point of that was like, the universe has got the divine timing, the when and the how. You just have to let go. I was so obsessed, and it was like,
but what I find like so like amazing about this story is the lesson of like disappointment, like how valuable disappointment was in this process. In order for you to receive your manifestations, the list that you wrote down, you were so specific. You were like, this was my list, right?
Yeah.
In order for you to get to that point, you needed to go through that disappointment, to be able to be like, okay, whatever. Like, it's just like, it's all up to you now. Like, you know what I want. It is what it is. You know
what I want. But not even that. Like, this is where the universe knows better. This home, it's so beautiful. Like, it's like a really nice, cozy home. And to be honest, the houses that I were going to settle for were not as nice and a lot more expensive. So it was like, even when I was trying to visualize what the house looked like, it's nothing to what it looks like now. You know what I mean? Like, just, it's so practical. I love our bedroom. It's just like such a cozy, nice home. Everything that I deep down wanted, but I couldn't. I was trying to even visualize it in my head, but I was so limited because I was like, I didn't think I was worthy and abundant of like what I was calling in.
You didn't think like, you were like, it's not realistic with the house prices.
Yeah, like the house that we got, I was just like, oh, that looks a bit too nice for our price range and, you know, that sort of stuff. And the market, this is when COVID hit and the market just went crazy. So it was the whole process felt really overwhelming. So learned the lesson that, you know, we can visualize, we can do all these things, but the universe sometimes just gives you what you want, but 10 times better than you can ever imagine.
Oh, absolutely. So you gave a really good example of this in the form of like children.
Oh, this story, right? So like, this is what we mean by the universe knows best. So there's this there's this little thing that's like an analogy that I put. So you can have like a little toddler who is, you know, they're playing with their toys or whatever, and their mum decides to get them to go to bed because they're going to go to bed because they need to have more energy for a play date that they're going to go on, right? But we can't, like, as the toddler doesn't understand it's going to go on a play date. It doesn't know why it needs rest. All it knows is that these amazing toys that they want to play with, but they just have to go to bed. But the truth is, behind all that, the mother knows it's going to go on a play date with many more toys. It's going to go on with all these different...
It's going to have so much more fun.
It's going to have so much more fun, but it needs the energy to show up, you know? So it's just this matter of, we sometimes are so limited in being able to see the process and the bigger picture and, you know, what the universe wants to bring into our lives, that we settle. Sometimes we settle and, we just can't understand. We just can't see it.
Yeah, we can't
during
see
the
it.
process. You know?
And it comes back to just trusting, right?
Trusting.
It's this co-creation process. But yeah, it's definitely the biggest lesson thus far, and we're learning. So another lesson that we have learned along the way is how important it is to take action.
Yeah.
It is a vital step in this manifesting process. Yes, I believe it's like 90% energy work and 10% action. I genuinely, like, I've experienced it. I've seen it to be true. I've literally manifested the success of my online business, and that's exactly what it was like. It was like there was a period where I had to take the action steps. And then it was like, flow now get into the energetic alignment. And that's how I really, really received. So
yeah, I think a lot of people think, when you think of the law of attraction, it's very much your beliefs create your reality. So if you think it, it will come into reality, but it's so much deeper than that, right? Because if you're manifesting just say an online business, that it's impossible for it to just come for you. Like the universe will meet you halfway provided you show up, you do all the things. Like it's, yeah, people don't understand. They just sit there going, why isn't it happening? Why isn't it happening to me? You know?
Yeah.
And if you think about it, like if you have to take steps, you have to do the work for it to come into your reality. You know what I mean?
And just another spin on this topic, I actually did this when I was manifesting the success of my reading business. So basically I realized, I was like, okay, the action step was obviously me going out there, me talking about it. Yes, I was doing all of that, but also I was like, what am I doing in my personal life, right? Who am I investing in? How am I spending my money? So a big part of like how I manifested the success of the business, I was actually investing in small business owners.
Yeah.
I was investing in people like me, right? So that I could show the universe that I put value in these people, I put value in these services. And that was another way I used like the law of action to actually work in my favor as well. We exist in this physical reality. So being in this physical space, we have to actually do the physical things as well, right? We live in a 3-dimensional reality.
Yeah.
Something that really was my pet peeve. When I was in this space, I was obviously connecting to other like-minded entrepreneurs and fucking beautiful, beautiful people. There were some people that would sit there and do so much of the energetic work, but they weren't actually doing the action steps. And they would sit there and be like, oh, why is it happening for you and why isn't it happening for me? But you could clearly see the difference in the act, like what I was doing to actually bring it in terms of action. Like I'm not only sitting here asking for the things, I was going out there getting the things. I was connecting with people. I was putting myself out there. I was constantly putting myself into fear and discomfort because I knew that those were the action steps that were in alignment to what was going to bring in my manifestation.
Yeah.
Whereas those other people weren't doing that, and therefore they weren't receiving the same things at that point.
Yeah, it's like, you know, another thing that a lot of people say is they want to manifest more friends. Oh, I'm just using some examples. They want to manifest more friends. Put yourself out there.
Yeah.
You know, the universe will meet you halfway. It listens to it, but you have to do the action. Like, you know, especially with an online business, a lot of people complaining that it's just not happening for them. It's just not happening for them. And it's like, are you showing up consistently online? Yeah. Are you providing stuff for your audience that you want to bring in? Like, are you meeting the universe halfway? You know, it wants to help you, but you have to take action.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
It's vital. It's a part of this universe that we're a part of, the dimension that we all chose to come to. Like we chose to come to Earth, and a big part of this is being in this physical reality, experiencing it in such a visceral way. So that also involves like taking those like real action steps in this space.
Yeah, absolutely. So the other lesson we've learned along the way is being open to receiving. I think, Sheila, you've had like quite a bit of experience with this one. So yeah, talk to
this was something I learned about. You're doing the Mystic Priestess Awakening course, which is all like about womb awakening to your pleasure and things like that.
Yeah.
So through that, I started to do like self-pleasure practices and feminine practices, and feminine practices are very slow. They're very like enjoying the present moment, flowing with the universe, and just pleasure, right?
Yeah.
Receiving pleasure, whether you're giving yourself pleasure or your partner giving pleasure, whatever it is, right? And that was something that I started to play around with as I was doing the course. So I started to go on this journey of exploring what pleasure meant to me. And what I got to see was how I didn't receive pleasure, like how I felt bad for receiving pleasure. And then I started to be observant of this in other areas of my life as well. So I realized that I would like try to manifest money, and then my mum would call me and say, hey, I want to send you $100 just out of nowhere. And I'd sit there and be like, no, you can't, like, don't do that. Why are you doing that? Like rejecting the abundance that the universe was trying to bring to me. Pleasure in so many ways. Like abundance comes in many, many forms, you know, like,
which is actually our next point as well. So these two
is it?
Yeah, it gets tied into the thing. So, you know, giving and receiving, and understand abundance comes in many forms.
Absolutely. It really, really does. So understanding that abundance comes in many forms, and it doesn't have to come in like the form of abundance and the form of money,
Yeah, like, you know, a lot of people want to manifest more money, and then they'll go to get a coffee, and sometimes someone will shout them a free coffee, and it's like, hello, like the universe will show you abundance in many ways, you know.
Absolutely.
Just it's all the small things that add up, you know.
Yeah.
And a lot of people go, I want 10,000, but then all of a sudden, like over a period of time, they'll get $10 here, $20 there, but you know, the universe will show you this in many different ways. It doesn't have to be how you think it does.
Absolutely. It's one of those things that can also even tie into the law of action as well, because then it's the action it's your response to what happens in that moment that the universe hears, right? So if I'm sitting there saying, no, I don't want the money, thanks mum, no thanks, but like, you know, you shouldn't be spending that on me, the universe is hearing, oh, she doesn't want she doesn't want
literally
that.
responding to your energy.
Literally. So I'm going to be creating more of that in my reality. So what I started to do was receive in every single way, whether it's a compliment, whether it's a free coffee, whether it's somebody wanting to like give me money, and like I accept it, I receive it. And even when I see it like play out with the people around me, my partner really struggles with receiving things. I call him out on it, and I'll just be like, why are you struggling to receive it? I'm like, you deserve this. You deserve to experience
and that's
this.
an underlying self-worth issue as well.
Exactly. It definitely is. I think it comes from this place of not feeling worthy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So then our next point was abundance comes in many forms, which I feel like we just spoke
about. We're not gonna hop on that again.
Yeah, no, like you guys are like, move it along.
Move it along.
So
the next one.
The next point is be specific.
I love this one. I fucking love this one.
Take it away then, sweetie.
So basically, the universe hears us. Words are frequency, so the universe responds to frequency. So it listens to you, right? So when you are calling in a manifestation, you know, just say you've started an online business and you want clients. You have to be very specific, and I'm about to post a reel on this. When you say, I want more clients coming in, they might be free clients.
Yeah.
Free. Sorry. They could be free. Oh my goodness.
Free clients?
Free clients.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to be specific enough to say, I want paying clients. I want this. Very, very specific. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It hears you. Like your job is to be specific, and you let go of going on to our next point, the when and how that happens. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
sorry,
I was just a drink.
Yeah, I was just drinking my coffee. My decaf. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know why I had to specify that. Sorry, guys.
She loves her decaf coffee.
I just love the smell of coffee. Like it makes me feel protective.
Yeah, but then you don't want.
I don't want the anxiety that comes with coffee.
Yeah. If you have anxiety, then maybe watch how much caffeine you consume.
Yeah, absolutely. Decaf just makes everything better.
Yeah. But yeah, like it's how many times have we said, and this isn't it is part of manifestation, but how many times have you and I said, we're ready for the next stage, you know, universe, we're ready, and then our whole world comes crashing down because, you know, basically as you up level and you try to grow, you got to go through new lessons, right? If you want deep manifestations to come in, that's a whole different topic. But basically, our whole world came crashing down because there was so many levels that we needed to get, like so many layers that we needed to get to the next lesson.
I can attest to
let's talk about your story.
Seriously.
Let's talk about your story with that.
Like, I get a migraine thinking about this moment because I remember the exact moment. I think I've spoken about it on the podcast before because I fucking remember this. I remember the business blew up, right? I was living my cyclical life.
For those who are new, talk about, you had a reading business.
I was a psychic. I was training to be a psychic and a reader and intuitive, and I started to offer that online, right? So as like a, you know, to get out of, I had like a 9-to-5 job that I was doing. Best way to explain it. So I was doing that, and then I really wanted to manifest a cyclical life where I got to live by the moon and I got to live by my menstrual cycle as a woman. And then I also wanted the success of like an online business, right? I wanted to support myself financially. So I went on this quest of trying to achieve that, and I did get that manifestation quite quickly. So I remember the moment that manifestation came into fruition, and I got to like, you know, I dropped to a 2-day week at work. I wasn't game enough to be like, go completely cold turkey. So I did that, and then I was just like living my life. I was like, I can be happy now. Like I was so content
Yeah.
at that moment because I was like, I've done it, right? And then I look up towards the universe and I remember the moment I said, I'm ready for more. Give me the next step. Those are the words I used.
Yeah.
I said that, and I kid you not, my world came crumbling down. For the next, I think, 3 months after that, it was a fucking shit show.
Yeah.
I was going through intense shadow work. I realized that the business wasn't for me, that I didn't want to do it, and then I literally got rid of all my streams of income, and I was just like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
I was going, like, things were happening in my family life, in my personal, I was fucked, guys. You have no idea. This period was like,
I remember.
It was another dark night of the soul.
A lot came out of that.
A lot came out of that, and it was great. It needed to happen. I needed to reach that rock bottom, right, to get back on top again and just realize some of the. I learned so much through that process.
But the story behind that and the reason why we've shared that is because when you're asking the universe, it just hears you. So you have to be like a better way to have said that would have been. Like how,
exactly right. So I said, yes, give me more. I'm ready for the next step. And everything came crumbling down, right? Things need to, like, structures that aren't in alignment with you need to be crumbled down in order for you to then get into alignment. So it happened in such a fucking intense way that I couldn't process, right? My nervous system was going crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, what is happening? I could have said, though, I'm ready for the next step, universe. Please deliver it with ease and grace. And it would have been a lot easier.
It would have been a lot easier because, okay, you won.
I want the next step, but I want it with ease and grace. Yeah. And that's what I say all the time now. You know, I'm scared to, like, when I hear people calling in the next step, which was actually Nadia not long ago, she's like, I'm ready to quantum jump.
I want it, like, what I was saying was I wanted to quantum leap, but I'm like, okay, maybe a little bit too quick.
You're saying that now, but before, like, it's just a couple of months ago, like a month ago, you were like, I'm ready to quantum leap.
Yeah, that's what
I said to you, I was like, be careful.
Yeah, be careful.
I was like, be careful what you say. And now you're here and you're like, what the fuck, I'm overwhelmed. And I'm like, yes, I told you.
And even though we're on the track, we're talking about law of attraction, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I have 2 examples of this, right? So the universe is always listening to you. That's why our realities are shaped by the words we say. I remember I was in the city I was doing something in the city, and my mum warned me, and she said, make sure you don't be careful where you park because you're going to get a fine. And I said, I don't care, because I was going through this thing of trying to, like, work on my money mindset. So I was like, and I thought that the money mindset was coming from a place of I don't care, like, you know, don't stress about money, which is also really wrong. You have to meet halfway. And I said, I don't care. And I said it like 3 times, like, oh, she just stop stressing about it, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
I got a $500 fine and a $90 parking fine in the one day.
That's crazy.
$550 spent
That's
in one
nearly
day.
$600.
Because of the words I said.
Yeah.
Because of the words I said. So, basically, when you're manifesting, tell the universe what you want. Be effing specific.
Effing fucking specific.
I don't know how, like, to the point where, like, if you want an online business, tell it what you, like, what the online business is going to be. Don't be too broad, because you're opening up the universe to give you many things, and then you end up feeling unhappy, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so this is why they say negative energy attracts negative. Your words do manifest. So.
Absolutely. It absolutely does. Gotta be careful with that wording and what you're intending.
Yeah.
Intentions are everything. So that's an easy one to learn. You just fix what the fuck you're saying.
Change the story that you're saying.
Yeah, change the words that you're saying, the intentions that you're setting, and you will see a massive, massive shift.
Yeah.
Intention setting is the most powerful thing.
See, another thing is affirmations, and I know we'll move on to the next lesson, but affirmations are a huge part of manifestation, because the whole point of manifestation is to retrain your subconscious mind so that you can believe it. Basically, a lot of people say, I want, right? And a lot of people draw up their manifestations with I want. The universe hears I want, not I am or I will, you know? Like, it literally responds to your words. So I remember reading this article. It's like so many people get in this vicious cycle of I want, because you will forever want it. You will forever want it, because that's all the universe is hearing you say.
That's a really good point.
Yeah. So you got to be careful with your affirmations, because in order to manifest, you have to believe it's already yours.
Yeah. So I have kids.
I am. I love that it's the I am is
Yeah.
what I preach, and what I tell my clients is I am.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I love it. I am.
So the final lesson that I want to talk to is the how and when your manifestation will come to life, right? And this is the most liberating lesson I feel like I've personally learned along the way, because as our human mind tries to control, like I said, we're very limited, and we don't, we think we know best, right? But the universe always has a bigger plan, like I explained that story with the baby. So yeah, it's just, we can call in manifestations. We just don't know when and how it's going to happen. We're too limited to be able to comprehend that. So, and it's still a form of control. Like we as humans want to control how things come into our reality. We want to make sense of anything. And this is like really just such a human thing that we do, is trying to control that. So when I learned to don't worry about how and when, just tell the universe what you want and just put in the action work, that was just relieving.
Yeah. How and when, not your problem, babe.
Yeah, because truly, like, when they say divine timing, like, everything happens when it's supposed to, it's honestly true.
Yeah.
We don't understand. Like, think about it. Like, I know I have this person that I was talking to, and she got into this online space and she's in this work right now. And she started off in a role doing a lot of like online work, but for a corporate job. And she hated it. And then when she started getting onto the online space, she was like, thank fuck I started that job, because everything she had learned, she could apply in her new job, right? Divine timing, like, you know what I mean? Like, that was her path. That was like, the universe knows best, like, and it comes back to the universe knows best.
Absolutely. All of these lessons really do like mold into each other, but it's true. The how and when is something that is beyond our capability to understand. Again, going to the thing of infinite timelines and infinite possibilities. And again, going back to that first point, something I mentioned in that first point was, if you truly believe that what you were calling in is yours, the how and when shouldn't really matter, right?
Yeah.
It shouldn't matter.
No.
You should just be focusing on the what and why. And I know that you guys hear this shit all the time, right?
Yeah.
You've probably like consumed so much manifestation content like us, right? We always attract like-minded people and stuff. It's just, are you really living that though? Are you taking actionable steps in your reality to actually adopt this mindset of like, the how and when is not my problem?
Yeah, and just, it comes down to trusting and knowing that it will happen.
Trusting the universe, trusting yourself is so important.
And if it's meant to happen, it will. If it's not, the universe, that manifestation will no longer feel good, and you'll get redirected. Remember I told you the other day, there's 3 outcomes to your manifestation. It doesn't happen because you give up. You get redirected by the universe, or it happens. There's only 3 options possible. So you have to, it's like letting go of trying to control our lives.
Yeah, and it's liberating. It's liberating to be able to be like, fair enough. Like, I don't want that job anyway.
I don't want who wants the when and the how? Like, that's not my problem. You can have that. And that's what my coach said to me at the very start. He goes, why would you want that job?
Yeah.
Why? Are you responsible for how everything happens in your life? Or do you just want to trust that it's all in your favor and it will happen when it's supposed to?
Yeah.
Because like I said with that kid's story, we can't see the bigger picture of what's going on. So, now that I'm thinking about it, these lessons really do intertwine with each other.
They do. They all, like, mesh into one. And I feel like I was just getting this, like, intuitive hit to also explain the lesson in trust. I think we've spoken a lot about trusting the universe, but I really want you to look at it this way in terms of trusting the universe, right? So, trusting the universe in terms of trusting yourself. Like, sorry. What was that?
Wait, what are you saying?
What was that? Hold on. Philosophical Charlotte. I have a point, guys. This is worth it. Stay with me. Okay. Trusting the universe is trusting yourself. When you can fully begin to trust yourself, like fully trust yourself that you are going to deliver for yourself, then that is trusting the universe, because you are the universe. Am I explaining this properly?
Yeah, no, of course. It's just, I think people struggle with the concept you are the universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah. Yes. I think like this, no, I'm not going to get into this. I'm like, this is another topic
It's so hard because we want to talk about everything in the one here. It's a Manny Jen's attempt.
It's a Manny Jen trying to be like, here is the guideline to how to live your life all in one one.
All in the one. But the thing is, right, and I was talking to Shule about this the other day, like, there is no other way out of, like, the trust, right? Because a lot of what we you know, when you come to the law of attraction, we can't physically see it. As humans, we want to physically see everything. We're like, you need to show me for it to be true, right? So then when we think about, like, the trust element, there is no other way to just really embody this work and just trust in the work. Trust that what you're calling in will be, like, what is meant for you will be for you.
Yeah.
And that you are completely limitless. There is, how abundant you can get is dependent on whether you think you're worthy enough.
Yeah, it's all an internal thing. I had that come in a meditation, actually, that I was in. I was doing an emotional alchemy practice and then a meditation, and my guides were very clear. They were just like, how can you expect to receive this in your external reality if you don't even feel it internally?
Yeah.
They're like, this is why it's not coming to you.
Because you don't trust it will.
No, it's like actually feeling it on the inside.
Yeah, absolutely.
Loving myself enough on the inside. It's like that self component wasn't there because I'm looking for everything externally. And that was the same problem I ran into when I had the success of that business and I achieved everything, right? I was like, I've gotten everything and I feel so empty. And it's because, again, I'm chasing something outside of myself.
Yeah.
And that's why this time round, it's like taking me so long to get to where I want to go, because I'm learning the lesson of, like, finding it all within. And then it's going to be reflected in my external reality.
Yeah. I feel like we need to do an episode on the present moment.
The present moment?
I feel like we
Let me
really
learn that lesson, babe, and then I'll get with you.
No, but honestly, I feel like that's something is so important that I don't think is spoken enough when it comes to manifestation. And like, you know, manifestation's great. Law of attraction, love it. Thank you. So blessed that I've learned this. But ultimately, your happiness is determined in the present moment.
Yeah.
So let's do an episode on it.
All right, to come. Things to look forward to, guys. I think we're going to end it here because otherwise we will just go on forever about this.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just want to say thank you so much for making it to this point in the episode. I hope that you learnt a lot, and I hope that you don't make the same mistakes that we make. we. Yeah, no, thank you so much. It's pleasure as always, my friends.
See you in the next week's episode.
Thanks.
Bye. If you loved today's episode, please do not forget to rate and review in iTunes or Spotify.
If you would love to connect with us on a more intimate platform, you can find us both on Instagram at Shule Ozek and at Nadia Gali. We would love to connect with you.
Thanks for listening.